everybody else also got to know about this new label called Amar Ras. What was shocking was that not a single person went back home knowing the name of any artist.
That's a great point.
Which is the kind of a slap on our face in that kind of wake up moment for us.
Sure.
That and we realized that is the situation in the entire folk space in the country.
The story I know is a very interesting one about how Amar Ras Records started. So why don't you tell us about that a little first?
Well, it just basically started trying to, out of frustration that there was no decent music available. And then it just so happened that I was trying to salvage some band. And for that I had to get in touch with a label who had the rights. So I couldn't get in touch with them from the travel agency that I was running.
Sure.
So like a true Punjabi, you do things first and think much later. I just decided, okay, let's start a record label. Called up Ankur in the US, is starting a label, and
Ankur, of course, Ankur Malhotra, the other man behind the thought.
yeah, so someone who we've grown together and been listening to music since childhood basically.
Right.
So the idea just came and it was just there, and then it started. We tried to salvage the band. That didn't happen, but a label was formed.
It was, and a very interesting band it was that you tried to salvage. No, what band was that, Ashu?
So that was Mikal Hassan Band.
The Mikal Hassan Band, which had the absolutely fabulous Javed Bashir singing for them and Mikal Hassan on the guitar. It had become quite a phenomenon, but out of that phenomenon actually came out Amar Ras Records.
Yeah, it was strange, but it happened like that. That was the way the events took place. It was quite funny because as I said, that entire project didn't take off, and then we were left with the label, and then things started moving again through a bit through the travel side, because we were handling work for the Seduction, and then we launched the label with releasing that album.
This, of course, was Manganiyar Seduction, Royston label, of course.
Yeah. So
right.
Then we launched the label in 2010 with a show at Purana Killa.
Right.
So, and that's now it's been 11 years now.
11 years.
And almost 20 albums down.
And because you've never really believed in doing things the normal way, you actually took an 8-track, put it in the back of the car and drove straight into the interiors of Rajasthan to figure out the legends who people didn't really know. I mean, I personally got to know of Rukma Bai because of Amar Ras Records. I personally got to know about Via Farka Ture and his associations because of Amar Ras Records. So not an easy way to actually try and get more music out of the country, is it?
We always felt that it was not going to be easy, but it was not going to be difficult either. It just required some time. We always believe that good music works. It will just take time because it's not it's not popular music.
Right.
So for us, the launch was quite a kind of a wake up call, because we launched the label. We had about 4,000 people at Purana Killa. We made it to Time Magazine, music of the photos of the week, and so on. But 4,000 people came in. They knew of the director of the production, and before the show. After the show, they got to know, okay, he's done this. Some people knew about him as well, and everybody else also got to know about this new label called Amar Ras. What was shocking was that not a single person went back home knowing the name of any artist.
That's a great point.
Which is the kind of a slap on our face in that kind of wake up moment for us.
Sure.
That and we realized that is the situation in the entire folk space in the country.
For sure.
Unless the artist makes it to Bollywood or something and has one big hit, Bollywood hit.
Of course.
Otherwise, they are purely known in a regional space and not even across the country. So that's when we then went in and tried to do field recordings and initial albums. A friend of mine sent his old. He's a radio journalist.
Right.
So he asked me, "What are you recording on?" I'm like, "Whatever I have, I don't know." So we're carrying some stuff, and then he sent me his old tape field recorder. So the first two albums were actually 2-track analog, single takes in the field.
And this was Rukma Bai, wasn't
This
it?
was Rukma Bai, and that the albums were Mitha Bol and Banko Ghoda. And the idea was, just put it was like various artists, but all we did was put their names and their photographs. Because that's how you identify a face, a name and the sound.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, subscribe to our channel now. We have a new episode out every Friday.